What if one man could end the war in Ukraine in just 24 hours? The devastating war in Ukraine comes to an abrupt halt. It sounds like the plot of a high-stakes political thriller, but this is no fictional scenario. Former U.S. President Donald Trump is now making a stunning claim, threatening to end the war in a matter of days if Russia doesn't agree to a peace deal. His message to Vladimir Putin is clear: settle now or prepare for massive economic consequences. In a bombshell post on Truth Social, Trump threatened Russia with crushing taxes, tariffs, and sanctions unless they strike a deal with Ukraine. But here's the big question. Can this bold, hardball approach actually pressure Putin into backing down, or will it only escalate the conflict? What does it mean for the global economy, the future of Ukraine, and international diplomacy? In today's video, we'll dive deep into Trump's drastic plan, unpack what this could mean for both sides, and explore whether this unexpected move could change the course of history. Let's know the story from the beginning. Trump's latest statement on the Ukraine war is shaking things up. In a fiery post on Truth Social, he warned Putin to settle now and stop this ridiculous war. If not, Trump says he'll unleash a wave of taxes, tariffs, and sanctions on Russia, targeting their exports to the U.S. and allied nations. While this strategy is aggressive, it's also risky. Trade between the U.S. and Russia has already dwindled to just $3.4 billion in 2024, a drop in the bucket compared to U.S.-European trade at $1.5 trillion. But Trump's plan is bigger than just America. It's about rallying allies to isolate Russia economically. The question is, will Putin feel the heat, or will he dig in deeper? This isn't the first time Trump has made bold promises about the Ukraine war. During his campaign, he vowed to end the conflict in just 24 hours, claiming it never would have started if he'd been in office.
If I were president, and I say this, I will end that war in one day. It'll take 24 hours. I know Zelensky well. I know Putin well. I would get that ended in a period of
You can break that deal.
100%. It would be easy. That deal would be easy. A lot of it has to do with the money. A lot of it has to do with the military, that we're giving. But I would get that deal done within 24 hours. That war has to be stopped. That war is a disaster.
Now, as president, he's doubling down, saying he'll personally speak to Putin to broker a deal. But critics are skeptical. Diplomacy isn't that simple, and Trump's history with Russia has always been controversial. Can his deal-maker persona really deliver results? Or is this more political theater? Either way, his promise of swift action raises hopes for some while deepening doubts for others. Vladimir Putin isn't making things easy. His demands for a peace deal remain rigid. Ukraine must abandon any plans to join NATO, accept neutrality, and relinquish claims to Crimea and Donbass. These aren't minor asks. They're designed to force Kiev into submission. Despite sanctions that have crippled parts of Russia's economy, Putin is betting on outlasting Ukraine. In recent weeks, he's reinforced ties with key allies like China and Iran, signaling he has the resources to endure the long haul. This puts Trump's plan to pressure Putin into sharp focus. Can economic threats alone break through Putin's defiance, or will it push Russia deeper into isolation? The stakes are immense, and the clock is ticking. But is Putin as unshakable as he seems? Recently, signs of unease have started to emerge among Russian officials. Putin has praised Trump's willingness to communicate, calling him courageous, an unusual move for the typically stoic Russian leader. Some analysts suggest this might indicate growing pressure on Moscow's leadership. Even pro-Russian commentators are starting to voice concerns, with one suggesting that they may soon look back on Biden's term with nostalgia. Still, this could be more strategy than surrender, a calculated attempt to sway Trump into a deal favorable to Russia. Is this genuine openness to negotiation, or just more political posturing? Only time will tell. The big question now, can Trump's plan actually succeed? His strategy rests on using economic pressure to force Putin to the negotiating table. But with trade between the U.S. and Russia already at record lows, the impact of new tariffs might be limited. Trump is also counting on rallying U.S. allies to join the economic offensive, which could amplify the effects. Meanwhile, his envoy, Keith Kellogg, has been given just 100 100 days to end the war, a daunting task. Critics warn this approach could backfire, emboldening Putin instead of weakening him. Whether Trump's bold threats pay off or prolong the war, one thing is clear: the world will be watching every move. As we look ahead, the stakes couldn't be higher. On one side, you have Donald Trump, the self-proclaimed dealmaker, threatening to turn up the economic pressure and pledging to end this war in record time. On the other, Vladimir Putin remains steadfast, leveraging Russia's alliances and resources to weather the storm. But behind the headlines and the politics are the millions of lives impacted: Ukrainian families enduring hardship, Russian citizens facing economic strain, and the global community anxiously watching how this geopolitical chess match unfolds. Will Trump's bold strategy bring the resolution the world desperately needs, or will it lead to greater tension and prolonged conflict? While the answers remain uncertain, one thing is clear: the decisions made in the coming weeks and months will shape the course of history. Leaders have the power to choose diplomacy over destruction, and the world is waiting for action, not just words. Thank you for tuning in to this deep dive into a story that could define our era. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth analysis of the world's biggest headlines. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.